Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Phin demo video. My name is Andrew, and today I'm going to be walking you through a full platform demonstration and show you just how easy it is to set up a company for security awareness training in the Phin portal. So as you can see here, this is the homepage for Phin. We've released several updates as of late when I'm recording this video here. So happy to kind of showcase those as well as kind of like the standard setup and offerings that we have here in the Phin portal. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of show you just your overall kind of homepage. So if you're trialing with Phin, you're in a free trial, this is kind of what you would see. If you're, a full Phin partner or just thinking about, starting a trial or becoming a partner, this is kind of, the homepage and what you would see when you first log in here. So it's multi-tenant by design, so you can manage multiple companies in Phin very easily, kind of get a snapshot view of each of those companies as well, a number of users. And we also have lots of options here at the partner home. We've got a way that you can easily kind of comb through our content. So we've got lots of different content for both phishing and training that you can preview all of it right from here and, kind of see what you like, see what you don't like. The nice thing about our training is actually that 90% of our training is 5 minutes or less, followed by a couple of questions. So no huge trainings or very, few very long trainings. The longest trainings that we have are in the 20 to 40 minute range. And those are for things that are a bit longer, like HIPAA, PCI, GDPR. So we also have several company level integrations as well. We've got a public API, ConnectWise integrations. We've also got some third party integrations as well. And then we have some branding options where you can completely white label the solution with your logo, your company's logo, your customer's logo if you want to, and make that branding appear from whoever you want it to appear from. So all right, so first thing I'm going to do is actually create a new company. So we're just going to call this test123, and I will get into creating a new company. And so just created the company. So the first thing I always like to start with is integrations. And really, there's really three main parts to creating a company in Phin. It's integrations, it's campaigns, and then it's reporting and analytics. So those are kind of the three main pillars, if you will, for creating a company within Phin. So starting with integrations, there's actually a lot you can do in here. So starting with the user sync, you have the option to sync your users directly from Microsoft into Phin. You also have the option to do the same action with Google Workspace users as well. So, kind of have both those options as well. The third option that you have is like a manual import via CSV file. But if your users are in Microsoft or Google Workspace, we recommend using one of these two to import your users. That way you just have to keep those, environments such as Microsoft or Google clean, and we will receive those changes on a 6-hour syncing window as well. So that's kind of the first step there. So happy to take you through both of those. So we'll just kind of run through this very quickly here, so you can see what the experience is like. This one for Microsoft, all you would have to do is log in as the global admin for this company for Microsoft. And then all I would do here is use that login here. And I'm going to review the permissions and accept. And then at this point, it's going through an authentication process, coming back to Phin Security, and it will bring me into a staging environment. So kind of a couple of ways how you can actually control who actually comes into Phin in terms of users is the first way is syncing all active licensed users, and then you can individually sleep users or make them inactive. So that's kind of our term for making users inactive, is sleeping them. You also have the option to import one or multiple security groups from Microsoft into Phin, so that only users from those security group or groups will be brought into Phin, and no other users. So those are kind of the two ways that users that don't need training, shared mailboxes, email aliases, kind of get filtered out from being an active licensed billable user in the Phin portal. So this is kind of that first stage where this will show you all of the groups that were found in this Microsoft environment. So you can see, if I wanted to only bring users in from, this taco group, I can select that, and then only users from that taco group will be brought in. So super easy. If you already have that group created, you can just select that group. We see that group in Microsoft. If you just want to bring in all active licensed users, maybe you only have a couple users that you want to make inactive, I would just skip this step, and it will just detect all active licensed users that were found in Microsoft in the staging environment. And so a couple of things with the staging environment. I'd recommend sleeping your users in the staging environment here. So you have the option to sleep any of these users, make them inactive. So this is our kind of test environment at Phin Security here that you can see. So like this one is a test account right here. Here's another kind of email alias right here that I'm just going to sleep. I'd recommend doing this before you bring them in so that they are not billed as an active user within Phin if you're not in a free trial. So this is an easy way to do it. You can also do it anytime after the fact as well, and I'll show you what that looks like here. But if I'm good with this, I think all these users are good. They need training besides these two. I would just go ahead and commit this step. And this will actually import your users into Phin. And like I said, sync every 6 hours. So with the Microsoft sync, it's midnight, 6 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. that you can see in these syncing times here. So this sync has been completed, no errors. We're all good. So if I actually come to the users page, I can see all of those users in there, and I can see that they were synced here from Microsoft as well. So super nice that we have that option where you can just quickly kind of bring those users in from Phin, and then updates on a regular basis. That's updating 4 times a day. But like I said, if I saw another user that I needed to sleep here, I can go ahead and select them, select the bed icon here after the sync, in the user management section. That would sleep cadence here. If I wanted to wake them up, I can do the inverse action with the sunshine icon. So super easy to kind of manage those users even after the sync has gone as well. Okay, so I'll go ahead and disconnect that, and I will show you the Google Workspace user sync. So let me go ahead and delete my users, keep it nice and clean here. And so I will show you now the Google Workspace user sync. So same kind of process. It actually takes a little bit less time even to bring those users in. So I believe it is this one that I would go through. And I would just sign in via via Google Workspace. And so a little bit different here with Google Workspace. You have the option to do one of 3 things, basically. You can select a group in Google Workspace, and kind of same thing with Microsoft. It will only bring in users from that group. Or you can do an organizational unit, and again, same thing. It'll only bring in those users from the marketing organizational unit or the partner experience organizational unit. If you just want all active license users coming from Google into Phin, just select the root organizational unit, and it will bring all those users that are active into Phin. And so all you would do, if I'm good with that, enable auto sync. It's successfully done. It'll take 1 more second here after this pending is done here to actually bring those users in, and we'll be taken back to the user management section. Same thing where you can see those in Phin. So it's synced successfully. You can see the users in here, and you can see now they've been synced from Google Workspace. So super easy to add those, whether it's Microsoft or Google. And like I said, after the fact, at any time, you can sleep those users if you wanted to. So very nice that we have that option there. I'm going to delete those users so our company does not get alerted. If I send some training out here, trying to keep as few emails as possible internally. Okay, so that is the user management section. With user management as well, in this section within Phin, you also have the option to add company level admins right here as well. So back on the home page here, we have the option for a partner level admin. So this admin, has access to all of these companies and can make changes to all of them, create new companies, etc. But if you want to give your client or a stakeholder access to just this company, you can do so with this company level view right here. So really useful tool if you want to just give someone access to only this company, and this would be the only thing they have access to. All right, so back to integrations. We talked about user management from a syncing perspective, manual ad perspective. Now we're going to get into a step that's very important when it comes to security awareness training and the delivery, specifically with phishing emails. And so phishing emails by nature, or phishing simulated emails, which is what we send, they appear to be malicious, right? We're impersonating what the bad guys are doing out there, impersonating, different, ways to get users to think that they're, falling for a fish and giving their data to us, right? But it's just meant to teach users in real time, what those, bad actors out there are attempting to do, what they're trying to do with those phishing emails. And so obviously they look malicious. A big part of making sure they actually get to the user's inbox is allow listing. And so there's basically 3 main types or three main ways to do that within Phin. One is manual Allowlisting. So manually entering our IPs and domains into whether it's Microsoft or Google Workspace. So that's an option that you have. We have a full guide on that in our knowledge base as well. We also have the option, a couple of integrations as well. So we have automated allow listing, which will actually do that for you. It'll actually just input the IPs and the domains into Microsoft for you. So super easy to connect up. You actually just set it up the same way you would the Microsoft user sync, where you just log in as the global admin, and then that's it. It just takes 4 or 5 minutes to actually connect that. And then you'll see in Microsoft Exchange the IPs and the domains that have been allowed as a part of that, to ensure that that traffic is correctly getting through. And then we also have the Microsoft Graph API mail delivery integration. So a lot of people, a lot of our partners really love this integration. It's actually direct email injection, where it's actually just directly putting in an email to the user's inbox, bypassing SMTP. So it's not going through, the SMTP like a normal email would. But it's super easy to one, connect. It's actually faster than automated allow listing, and then two, you don't have to allow that traffic in third-party filtering tools. Like if you use a third-party tool like Proofpoint or Mimecast or Avanan to allow traffic for your users, you don't have to do anything with that. It's actually bypassing those tools, which are going to be none the wiser that this is even happening. So people really love that, there's one less step that you have to do when connecting this. So super easy to set up and connect. Again, it's the same kind of process that the user sync is, that automated allow listing is. All you would do is sign in as the global admin. And after a couple seconds here, it'll be connected. You can also send yourself a test email once this is connected, just to make sure that it's getting through okay, that nothing is flagging these emails as well. But very, very useful tool that a lot of our partners really like to take advantage of as well. So highly recommend doing that. Okay, awesome. So while this is going, we can. So as you can see here, this is the test email that you can send here. So you can input the email, the from name, the from email address, etc. And so really useful that you have this option to directly input the emails into the Microsoft users inbox. All right, coming back to integrations here. So these two kind of cover importing users into Phin. These two kind of cover allow listing. This last one here, report a phish, really useful integration. Probably one of our most requested integrations since I've been here over the last 2.5 years. So this is a custom report a phish button that you can actually deploy for your users, where they can use it to report phishing emails. And so it can be something where if the user thinks it's a phishing email, they utilize this button that actually appears, it looks like this right here, and it appears in their ribbon, and they can utilize it to report it to their IT team or MSP team. Whether it is a Phin phishing email or not, there are a couple of ways where you'll know that this has been reported by the user. So if it's a Phin phishing email and they report it, it will automatically go to reporting and analytics in our Phin kind of portal. And so you'll see, yes, this user was sent this email and they reported it successfully as a phishing email. So that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what happened. And they'll get a nice congratulations GIF that they found this email successfully. It's a Phin phishing simulation. The other side of that is if it's a non-Phin email, so it's a potentially a real threat that they were reported as phishing, there are several ways to triage those. And so one of those ways is you can see it here, it's grayed out since I have not connected this, is actually setting up a support inbox or any email address that you'd like to have these emails go to. This is where they'll be sent, and they include an email attachment, and where you can kind of review the email and see what was reported. And a lot of people like to have a workflow created based on this email address. If things are sent to that, maybe creates a ticket based off that. The other option as well that you can see here is we have a Microsoft Defender integration as well, which will actually put the email directly into the Microsoft Defender submissions page. You can also submit for further analysis to kind of filter out similar looking messages as well. So the third option is a ConnectWise PSA integration. So if you're a ConnectWise house, you can also have those go to the ConnectWise Manage interface as well, directly to there. And then the future state is actually we're going to have a tool, we don't have a name for it yet, but it will be AI triaging, where we'll actually do the triaging steps for you. So we'll give you the security information like the DMARC and DKIM, where you can actually just have a much shorter summarized view of that phishing email that was reported, where you don't have to spend 15-20 minutes going through that. It should take 2 to 3 minutes just to review the summary that we've created or that AI has created in that email. And so that is a future state that we're really excited about. And that should be coming here hopefully in the next few months or so. It's a huge project that our team is working on right now. But as you can see, the only other setup steps here for this, besides the triaging part, which I mentioned up here, and also ConnectWise, is going to be where do those non-fin emails, get moved to once they're reported? Do they stay in junk? Or they go to deleted? And then all you would do after that is you actually have to download this manifest file, so this XML file, and then actually upload it into the Microsoft Admin Center. So that's kind of the main setup steps here. Once you actually connect it, there will be documentation that will live, right in this page right here, and it's also in our knowledge base as well. So super easy to set up. I won't go through this just for the sake of time, but there is a separate video on our YouTube page, as well as our knowledge base article that kind of runs through exactly how to set this up. All right, so that's actually all the integrations. So walk through user management, Allowlisting, and then also the Report-A-Phish integration as well. The next step, which is kind of the fun stuff here, is creating campaigns. So we have the option to create campaigns in several different ways, and there are several different types of campaigns. So the main campaign type that we have is continuous campaigns, and I'll show you that first via this continuous campaign creator. So we have the option here where you can actually create continuous phishing and training campaigns right here from the homepage that run continuously until you tell them to stop, just by answering a few questions and scheduling them. That's it. We kind of curate the content for you so that you don't have to. You can, do other things and utilize other tools, in lieu of having to, individually select pieces of phishing and training content. So this is where you would actually do that. So this is where you would come in and be able to see, does this company have any of these requirements? Do they, accept credit cards? Do they need HIPAA training, GDPR training? And obviously me including this would include this into the training content right here. And this would include like a PCI module right here. This would include GDPR training. So this kind of makes sure that we include some of those more firm requirements that actually are the 20 to 40 minute range training modules, like I mentioned earlier, versus, most other things are just going to be in that 5 minutes or less range, followed by an assessment as well. So, but if this is kind of what the company looks like right now, they just need HIPAA and PCI training, or they accept credit cards, which includes PCI. That's all good with me. I'm good there. The content has essentially been selected. And so basically how it works for a continuous training campaign that we can see here, all of our content is tagged or associated with one of these topics. So if you're doing monthly training, month 1 will be one of our training modules under this first topic of phishing. Then month 2 will be one of our training modules under the second topic of device security, month 3 passwords, and then all the way down. Then once we get back up to the top, it'll be a different training module than it was in that first cycle, thus making it continuous, where you don't have to continually select content once the campaign ends. It'll never end until really you tell it to stop. So that's kind of how we keep it continuous, where you don't have to come in here all the time and look at our content if you don't want to. So. And then for phishing, it kind of operates in the same way. The first month will be, one of our many notification templates that are sent out. The difference here being no two users get the same phishing email at the same time. It's random within this notification kind of category, if you will. So that's kind of, the thing that we do to make it authentic, because we don't want users to get a phishing simulated email and be like, hey, everyone, this is a phishing email. Don't click on this. It's a Microsoft email. And so not everyone's going to get that email. And, other people are going to get different emails at different times as well. So then if you're good with that content, all you would do is set the schedule here. So all you would do is set a first training date. So if I wanted to go out tomorrow, that would be this right here. then I would just set once a month on the first Monday of the month would be like the standard cadence after that initial send date. So if I'm good with that, I can leave it. You can also change this to be, twice a month on the first and third Monday. If I wanted to change, what date this actually goes out. So, after October 8th, which is the first send date. If I wanted it to go out like mid-November, I can change this to the, third Wednesday of November, and that will adjust my send dates accordingly, where now every third Wednesday of the month, that's going to go out. So November 19th, December 17th, January 21st, etc. So you can always change that. You can change it to, once a week, once a quarter, and kind of see, play with those dates as well to kind of see, whatever works best for you and your organization or your customer as well. All right, so if I leave it at that, good there. Then all you would do is same exact setup for phishing. So you would just set a first send date once a month on the first Monday. Difference here being the phishing window, like I mentioned earlier, where no two users get the same phishing at the same time. This is kind of how we spread it out. So you can make it as little as 3 days or as many as 7 days. So if you come down here, you can see, this is going to go out over the next 3 days, starting on the 8th here. So if I'm good with that, I say, okay, let's go. And then you can see here the summary page, so the review page here. So the audience by default is all active users. I can show you how to change that later if you ever wanted to filter the audience. You can also see a review of the content. You can see the review of the first assignment date for training, first sending window for phishing. See it right here in this calendar view. It's actually going on the same days when they'll both start. And then if I'm good with that, I can click launch. And I've successfully launched a phishing and training campaign that I can see at any time coming to this campaigns tab here on the left-hand nav menu. So super easy to kind of see. You can see the summary of it when it's going out. It's continuous. There are options that are not continuous campaigns, which I'll talk about here in a second. But if I ever wanted to see kind of a summary of each, you can always click this eye icon for either one. So for training, as an example, you can kind of see the details of it, the cadence that I set, the next assignment, the audience, any courses that have already launched, which is obviously none, and then any future courses as well. And so based on those topics that I selected, this is the course that it pulled out for the first one. So I can actually preview this course if I wanted to make sure that I like it. If not, you actually have the option to kind of switch around some of those topics so you can kind of push it back. So this is the option that you have for previewing it right from here. You can view it, see the assessment after, and you can also, some of our courses, about 20 or 25 of our courses, I want to say, are actually multi-language, where the user has the option to come in here to the top right, like I did here, and actually select the language before actually going through the training module as well. So this just so happens to be one of those multi-language courses as well. All right, so that is the continuous campaigns. And so, really easy to set it up that way. Another option that's actually brand new is to do it from this menu. And so if I actually come in here and I do it this way, where I launch a training campaign from this view, so let's make it continuous. I'm kind of doing the same thing, but I'm kind of doing it on the back end, where I'm able to kind of do those things myself. I can name it, so I can name it test. I'll say test 1 2, test 1 2. I can actually change the audience if I want to. So this is what I mentioned earlier. So the default is always full company, and new users that match that audience, because it's a dynamic campaign, will automatically be brought into this campaign. But I have the option to actually change it to any of these as well. So if I wanted it to be a department-only campaign, I can actually do that. And we actually bring over those departments and manager emails from Microsoft into Phin. So you can actually, if I had users in here, if I kept the sync on, which I did not, I would be able to show you what that looks like. But basically all that would happen is you would see a drop down of those departments that were found in that Microsoft environment. And then same with groups. And so as you can see here, I actually kept my groups in from that sync. I can actually filter the audience by groups. So if you have security groups already made and you wanted to filter those audience for different groups of people in Microsoft, you can actually do it that way. So this is full company. Fix is actually just selecting individual users and just assigning it to those users. So, all right. And then if I wanted to, go through and this is where the content kind of lives for doing it this way. You can see here a lot of the topics are very similar, but this is where I can actually go through and just, uncheck them or check them myself if I need to. This is kind of doing it on the back end. But the nice way about doing this, and then of course scheduling, is this feature right here, which is at the end of this kind of finalized section. It's being able to save it as a campaign preset. So I'll talk about that more here in a second after I wrap up here. But the nice thing is, like I mentioned earlier, you can actually drag and drop the order of these. If I want people to get, information security first, I can do that. This catch-up feature will actually send all the training that a user has missed in the past as a part of this campaign to that user right when they join all at once. And then if I wanted to share this as a preset, I can actually do that. And I can actually do that for a phishing campaign as well. Again, for the sake of time, I'll just show you the training one since this is a brand new feature. And so I'll just launch this. And so I just created test 1.2. If I actually come over here, let's just say to this other company that I have, this test company. If I wanted to come here and I actually wanted to create a campaign, for this company, just like I created for that other company just now, I could actually come in here and launch from a preset. And here you can see test 1.2 and some other ones that I've created in the past lives right here. And so this is the exact one that I just created in another company. So the nice thing is you have the option where you can create one campaign, phishing or training, or both, save it as a preset, and then apply that into all of the companies that you have in Phin. So super nice feature that we have here. Super useful if you have a ton of companies in Phin as well. And future state is actually, we're looking to make even more improvements on this, where you can actually, in the future, do this, back at the partner home and just, select the companies that you want enrolled into this campaign rather than kind of doing it the way I mentioned. It's kind of the same idea, but it's just done in a little bit different of a way. So that's an example of how to do that with campaigns. A couple of other different campaign types that I'll just kind of quickly talk about. So you have the option to do a fixed length campaign, and I'll just kind of quickly show you what this looks like here for training. You also have the same option for phishing as well. The nice thing about doing a fixed length campaign is you have the option to select individual pieces of content if you want to. I mentioned that a continuous campaign will kind of curate the content for you based on topics or categories and your preferences. But doing it this way with the fixed length campaign gives me the option, if I jump here to curriculum, to individually select our courses. So this is all the courses that we have, 171 courses, and I can go in and individually select any of those courses that I want to. So if I'm like, users only need these 2 courses and that's it, I can just select those, go to next, schedule them out over, a recurring basis once a month, all at once. And then, those users, would just get these 2 courses. I can save it as a preset, like I mentioned earlier, but that's kind of the experience for if you want to have more control of the specific content going out. That's kind of how you would do it for both phishing and training. And then an onboarding campaign, which is a super nice feature for a training campaign, which is users will automatically receive any of the content that I select here immediately once they join the company. So if I create this and then I add my users, new users coming in will automatically be detected as such as a new user and automatically be assigned this training module as an example here. So if I want all my new users to receive, let's just say like an introductory or a welcome message type of course that kind of introduces them to cybersecurity, I can do that here. And this is a really nice example that we have by Goldfish. So intro to cybersecurity. This will kind of set those expectations for a new user, kind of what to expect, for security awareness training as well as cybersecurity. And so if I go through and I, finalize, I can actually launch this, and this will be the first training that is automatically assigned to new users. So you can kind of see that here when a new user is matched to this audience filter, they will automatically be enrolled immediately as a part of this campaign in this course. So super nice to kind of immediately send them those courses if you want to. And, a lot of times, people will use our content to do that. Some will use, their own content, because you have the option actually under, if you go to content and training, to upload your own content as well. So that's an option that you have as well. So if you have your own kind of intro video that you want to share with them, you can actually do that via an onboarding campaign or just include it as a part of a regular campaign as well. So lots of really cool options with that for both phishing and training. That overhaul of shared campaigns is the main thing that I wanted to get back on here and show you as a part of a new demo video, as well as our new side navigation menu, which I'll talk about here shortly. But kind of that last step that I mentioned at the beginning is reports. And so this is an option where this report section, you have the ability to send an automated weekly and or monthly report to external stakeholders that you don't want to give access to Phin. There's also a live analytics dashboard for both phishing and training that admins can view. But if you just want to email them a PDF report or a CSV report, this is the way you'd be able to do that. So you have the option to do that. Again, this is the weekly view. If I wanted to do it, let's just say only monthly, I can do that here, enable this report. It'll send on the first of the month automatically at a delivery time you select. And then you can include some optional contents as well. So these two I always recommend. This is historical data for the users over the last 12 months. The users to watch will highlight any users that have either not completed their training or have clicked on a phishing email in that time frame, and kind of give you the option to reach out and additionally educate the user, right? And then these are separate CSV files of training. And so if you're looking for individual course completion for specific users, so if you wanted to say this specific course and the number of users that completed that course, that would be this one right here. So I'd recommend including that as well. And this one right here, the phishing PDF report, is kind of a more detailed view of the phishing stats and phishing report in general, kind of building on the standard PDF report. You can also always see an example in here as well as a part of the report section. So if you're in a free trial, feel free to look at that. It's also in our public knowledge base as well. And then the last thing you would do is just add any report viewers. So if I wanted to, add myself or a customer to this, I can do that here. And then this email address will automatically get this with these optional fields at 8 a.m. on the first of the month. So really nice that, again, once you really set this up, and this is kind of the whole theme of Phin, after the initial setup, you really don't have to come in here and manage and babysit a bunch of dashboards. This will kind of do the work for you. And then anything that's generated, whether it's these automated reports or an ad hoc report, will automatically appear in this history table. So you can see kind of the report that was there, the scope of it, and you can download any of that as well. You can also do it, as I just alluded to, ad hoc, where if someone needs a report immediately, you want to send yourself a report immediately, you can do it via this generate report field right here. And then the last step here, which is going to be analytics. I will switch to a different company that actually has some data that I can show you. So we have two options here. So training and phishing. This is the training analytics dashboard. You can do it by course. So you can see for specific courses, the users that have completed it, have not. Obviously, this company has the users that have not completed it yet. You can manually send them a reminder. And by default, we're actually sending training reminders every 7 days since the last time the user accessed their training in our LMS. And so, that's automatically happening by default every 7 days since their last, interaction with Phin. But we also have the option to individually send reminders by user or by course as a whole. And that option is under campaigns as well. And then you have the option to view users individually as well, where you can see not only the user's training history, when it was assigned, is it completed, is it not? You can also see the phishing history as well. And if they were sent a phishing email, did they click on it? If they use that report a phish button, like I mentioned in the beginning, to report that as phishing. And then also, if they were sent that phishing email and they clicked on it, did they complete that learning moment, and when did they do that? And so if I wanted to see what that looked like, I can see that here as kind of, this is the email that was sent. And again, there's that option to send that training reminder as well. And so phishing is also very straightforward, kind of gives you a high level overview. And again, this is in real time compared to those PDF reports, which are static. Where you can see, in real time, what are my users doing? Are they, clicking on those phishing emails? Are they not? Like, this user is successfully, not clicked on either of the phishes he's been sent. This user has, unfortunately, but they learned from it. They completed the learning moment, which I know I haven't really explained what the learning moment is yet, but that's the experience when they do click on a phishing email, where they're taken to and how they learn from that situation, rather than remedial training, which I'll show you here as one of my tabs here in a second. And so again, if you just click this eye icon, you can actually see that same view that we just saw earlier for the users. And then this clicks view actually shows all of the relevant information for any of the clicks that have happened in this company. So where it came from, the campaign, the send time, template name, the click IP, all of that stuff, the click time that you can see in a nice summarized view. All right, that is really the three main parts of setting up a company. So, like I mentioned, it's integrations. You can do a lot in integrations in terms of adding users. You can do a lot in terms of allow listing, report a fish. Then you can create campaigns very easily, either from here or this company homepage, which is right here. This continuous campaign creator, like we saw in the beginning, and then reporting and analytics. So reports. Automated PDF reports that can be sent to external stakeholders, and then a live analytics dashboard for both phishing and training. So those are kind of the main aspects. There's several other aspects as well that I'd recommend at least looking into. We have a policy section, which is really just a distribution tool that you can use to distribute a policy. And so I can actually show you an example in here where all you would do is actually upload a custom policy, make it active right here. And then this will actually show you the analytics of the users that have actually acknowledged it or not. So it's just a read and acknowledge of a custom policy or any PDF file that you have. Sometimes it's acceptable use, something else, right? But it's usually it's not a DocuSign. It's just a read and acknowledge. So you can see that here. These two users have acknowledged it. And so that's a really useful tool that I believe was actually a request from one of our earlier partners. And then you also have the option to brand as well. So I mentioned branding at the partner level. You also have the option to override partner level logos at this company level. So if you wanted this company to have its own unique logo, you can do that here. You can also enable welcome emails to send automatically. So a welcome email with Phin is a really great tool that kind of sets expectations with Phin. So we have a kind of a pre-built one right here. That will actually populate, your name as our partner, and then the company name as well in these bracketed fields, these injected fields. And you have the option to kind of edit any of that as well. So you can edit the name, subject, any of the contents of the email. And then if you enable this on, this will actually automatically send to new users joining as well, so that it'll automatically kind of set those expectations so that when they get a training notification or assignment, they won't be like, hey, is this something that I actually have to complete? What is this, right? This will kind of take care of those expectations. And usually we see a lot more buy-in from users to actually complete training when this is sent. So like I said, this is where you can enable it on. You can set it at a specific time to go out every day. An audience, if they meet this audience, they'll get this. You can schedule it now for existing users that have not gotten this. And then if you save it, it'll also go out for new users joining after the fact as well. So I'll just turn that off by default so that my test users don't get that right now. But that's branding here at the company level that you can see. And we already talked about it at the partner level as well. All right, so that's really it for the Phin portal. I pretty much went through everything that you can go through, including some of those new updates that we have. The last area that I'll share with you really is the end user experience. So it's really what the phishing emails look like, what learning moments are, and then training as well, since we already went through reports as well. So as you can see here, this is an example that I just kind of pulled up of one of our phishing templates. And so we're trying to simulate exactly what the bad guys are doing out there. So, it's got a lot of different, call to actions that they can see and actually click on as well. And that will actually take them to their learning moment. So if I'm a user and I think, this is a real thing that I have to do, I have to review this activity for my social security number, right? I can review the activity. And this will actually open a new tab into a learning moment. So you can actually see that, we left this email and we were brought into this learning moment right here. And so it'll actually bring up a series of prompts or tips that will help the user kind of go through that and actually learn from the action that just happened. So we get a lot of feedback, or we've gotten a lot of feedback before we created the platform, I should say, that when a user clicks on a phishing simulation and they're assigned a training, remedial training as a result of that, it often feels like punishment. Like I clicked on this, and so now I have to review even more training than I would have to normally. And it's usually also not even relevant to the action that just happened, which is clicking on those links in the first place. So this will actually just help the user learn from it, right? Just break down the email step by step and help them learn and kind of teach them exactly what they could have done differently to avoid clicking this in the future, whether it is a phishing sim again or a real threat. This will kind of break down the email. And they're all custom to the different templates that we have, and kind of showing them how to look for those different things that kind of look off, right? And hover over links and check the sending domain, right? And kind of show them best practices as it comes to looking for phishing emails. So once they get to the last one here and they read through that, and once they click done, this will actually register in the analytics and reporting that they've completed that learning moment like we saw earlier. So yes, they clicked on it, but they also learned from it with that learning moment that they went through and they completed, and that registers that they've done that. So really, great tool to educate your users, and that's really what Phin's all about, is that education in real time. And then for training, we kind of view training as like supplemental education, where it's important to kind of go through different scenarios outside of phishing sims, right? And so this is kind of an example email of a cybersecurity training assignment. So for training, this is kind of exactly what it would look like. Actually, this is technically a reminder email, but the assignment one looks exactly the same. It just says assignment right here instead of reminder. So as I mentioned, those reminders are going out automatically 7 days after the last time the user accessed the platform. So the really nice thing about this is, if I'm the user and I have, all these incomplete assignments, or maybe it's my first assignment, the nice thing is I don't have to create an account. I don't have to remember a login. It's all email based via this unique link. And all I would do to get into my platform from here is actually just click this link, and I'm brought into this learning environment right here, which is our LMS. And so it's actually the same LMS that we conduct learning moments in. And so they can see all of the courses that they've been assigned to, all the ones that they've completed, or just everything as well. So all they would do is the users just come in here, like I mentioned earlier, 5 minutes, about 5 minutes, usually less actually than that. And then followed by a couple of questions. But super easy to kind of see that. We believe in getting users in as easily and as quickly as possible, so that they can successfully take their training without frustration of remembering their account password or creating an account, etc. So that's kind of always been the goal, and what we've aimed to do at Phin Security. So awesome. That's really about it. If you have any questions for us at Phin Security, you can reach out to me directly if you'd like to, Andrew at phinsecurity.com. And happy to have a conversation, kind of run through the platform. I actually do all of our onboarding, so happy to kind of run through the setup of that, especially if you're in a free trial or a new partner. And so, we'd love to kind of chat and know more about your company and really how we can help. It's a really great tool that once it's set up, there's not a lot of management on a continuous basis that needs to happen. So happy to do that. We also have the option, let me move myself out of the way here, where you can actually come down here within the portal itself to help and support. Come right here to our knowledge base. So this will actually take you to our knowledge base, which is an area where we have lots of resources that you can go over our phishing emails, our training emails, the content that we have, but also really just how to do things in the platform. So we've got really areas on everything. We've got partner resources which kind of highlight specific education material, like marketing material for end users, enablement docs, what to expect from security awareness training with Phin. So lots of different options. They can be branded as well. And then we also have this option here in the top right, which is available in the portal as well, to submit a ticket. So you can get in touch with our support team if you have technical questions, potentially a bug as well. We're happy to kind of knife through those and help you kind of have the best experience possible within Phin. So that is it. Wanted to share those new updates that we have and by creating this new demo video. So like I said, happy to help if you have any questions, but thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks everyone. Bye.